Those hellos are coming in fast and furious. I can't keep up. Hi, Jai. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Keaton. Hey, Ava. And you know what? It's almost 11:30, so I think it's time for us to get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our very first KDM Library live session. It's so excited to see, well, me. I can't see any of you. Right now, I'm looking at a screen of myself. It's a little strange, to be honest, although I talk to myself sometimes, so it's not that different. Guys, I'm so excited to be able to connect with you guys even better than we have been. Seesaw activities are great. It would be great if I could see you face to face, but this is the best we've got to use to connect for right now. So thank you. I see the room is filling up. I see 71 people in here so far. So let's get started with our KDM Library Live. First, let's talk a little bit about what this is going to be, how this is going to work. Why do we have this? Well, number one, it's a way for us to connect. It's for you to connect with me and me back with you. Even though I can't see you, there are ways for us to interact as we go through this live stream. We'll do a bunch of different stuff today. We're going to preview or review our Seesaw activities. So as you guys are logging into Seesaw and completing those activities, I'm sure you might have questions. We will review Seesaw activities you've already completed. And today we're going to preview the Seesaw activity that you're going to see on Friday. So get a little bit of a preview there. We'll do read alouds. Obviously, we're going to do a read aloud here and there at our library live session. We'll do different activities. Even though this looks like me just talking at you, there are ways for you to participate in activities live, and we'll talk about how we're going to do that. And I'm also open to ideas. If you think of something that you think might be really cool for us to do on KDM Library Live, then send me those ideas. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. How do I do that? Well, some of you already know. There's a button somewhere on your screen that looks like two speech bubbles, and one of them has a question mark in it. That's the question and answer, or Q&A button. That's a way for you to ask me questions during the live stream. It's a way for you to send comments during the live stream. Now, I see a bunch of comments. I see a bunch of hellos coming in right now. I can't keep up with them during the live stream. I'll do my best to, but I won't be able to answer every question and reply back to each and every one of you. Just like you practice in your classroom live sessions, make sure your comments and questions are appropriate. Make sure you're on topic. You can't really have a chat with your classmates, so I have some control over that. Just try to keep it on topic, all right? So that's what you could expect from Library Live. Rules and expectations, just like we talk about rules in the classroom when we're at KDM, we have rules and expectations for our online learning too. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page about what those rules and expectations are. Number one, be kind. That's my top rule. Kindness is first. Number two, have fun. This is a great way for us to connect. We're going to have some fun with these live sessions. Be patient. This is an important one because this is a new way for you to interact with your teachers. With me and your other special area teachers, it's different than what you've been doing, and it's new for me too. It involves a lot of technology. It involves a lot of live technology. So when that happens, things could go wrong. Technology can glitch, and that's okay. It's going to happen. Just be patient, and maybe we can fix it. If you're noticing something like you can't see me, or the volume isn't loud enough, or it's glitching, you can type that in the comments. You could type that in Q&A. Maybe I could fix it, maybe I can't. But either way, it's something good for me to know. And I think I already touched on that next topic there, is that all comments and questions will not be answered necessarily. Like right now, I could take a quick second to say hello to everybody that's been sending in some comments, like Ria, Allie, Lippy, hello to all of you. Hello, Eleonora. Jake, hello. Eric, hello. Sanjana, hello. Ranveer, Dexter, John Malik, so many of you commenting hello. This is awesome. I can't even keep up with all of you, but I'll do my best to try and get to all of you at some point before we finish up today. So let's get started with the next part of our Library Live, which is today's schedule. Here's what we're going to work on today. We're going to start with the Dewey Number of the day. Those of you in second grade have an idea of what that might be. Kindergarten and first grade, you have no idea what a Dewey number is. That's okay. I'll catch you up, don't worry. We will then do a read aloud, and that read aloud is connected to our Dewey number of the day. Our read aloud will then lead us into a preview of this week's seesaw activity. Then we're going to do a live Mad Libs. Here's one of those activities you can participate in live. For those of you who don't know, a Mad Lib is a story, or in this case, a poem that has some words missing. And you are given a category, and you have to find a word that fits the category to complete the story. The catch is that you don't know what the story is until you've chosen the words. So it usually ends up being pretty fun. We'll do a live Mad Lib. If you want to participate at home, I'll give you time later on to grab a paper and a pencil if you want to write it down. So let's start with our Dewey number of the day. Here's another chance for you to participate. You can see 3 blank lines there. That's because our Dewey number of the day is a 3-digit number. So if you have a guess as to what that 3-digit number is, go ahead and type that in the Q&A, and maybe we'll play a little game of higher or lower. See, some of your screen went black there for a little bit. That's okay. I think I'm back now. Catching up on all my hellos. Hey, Emma. Yvonne, hello. Annika, hello. Some of your screens froze. That's all right. Start typing in some 3-digit numbers, and I'll tell you if our Dewey number of the day is higher or lower. All right, let's see. Here's our first one. Somebody guessed 45. 45, it's much higher. It's 3-digit numbers. Number in the hundreds place, ones place, and tens place. I didn't go in order there. 100, it is higher than 100. 547, it's higher than 547. Let's see, it is higher than all the guesses so far. 345, 325, 378, 420, 268, 257, higher. 675, higher. 123, higher. 456, higher. 875, lower. Lower than 875, but higher than 789. Higher than 789, lower than 845. You guys are getting pretty close. Gia, yes, you can't see anything. Yes, we are live right now. Let's see, 890, lower than 890, lower than 900, higher than 750, higher than 789. Higher than 708, lower than 876. All right, you guys are pretty close. Ooh, Eleanor, very close with 800 because our Dewey number of the day is 811. I should really get like a count cape and read that like this. Number of the day, 811. That was terrible. Don't ever do that again. All right. So a Dewey number is a number that is on the spines of our library books. And the reason we have these is so that we can put these books in order. When you bring a book back to the library, Mrs. Dowd and I know how to put that back on the shelf in the right place because of this number. The reason we can help you find books really quickly is because they are all in order by that number, and every number has a special meaning. In this case, 811 means poetry. April is Poetry Month, so it's a good choice for us, I think, today. And poetry is just writing that's meant to be read aloud. It uses very descriptive language. It can rhyme or not. It can be serious or it can be silly. It has rhythm. It's almost like a song, but without any music to it. It's read with a rhythm, like a beat. You could snap your fingers to a poem, almost, usually. So you guys have been doing some awesome poetry on last week's Seesaw activity, which was our virtual poem in your pocket day. I've loved seeing those come in. It's not too late to submit yours if you haven't done that yet. This is going to bring us up to today's read aloud, which is going to be a couple poems from the book Scranimals. A scranimal is a animal that has been scrambled together with another animal or a plant or a food or another animal. I think I said them all. A scranimal, an animal scrambled together with another animal, a food, or a plant. So I'm going to read a couple poems from Scranimals by Jack Prelutsky. And then, let's bring me up here full screen. Then I'm going to preview our Seesaw lesson for this week, which is all about you getting to create your own Scranimal. A lot of fun. So let's see. I think we're going to start with, if I can find the right one, the hippopotamushrooms. The hippopotamushrooms cannot wander very far. How fortunate they're satisfied precisely where they are. They feel no need to travel. They're forever at their ease, relaxing on the forest floor beneath the shady trees. The hippopotamushrooms suffer from deficient grace, and their tubby, blobby bodies tend to take up too much space. But they compensate with manners for the things they lack in style. They are models of politeness, and they always wear a smile. Oh, look at those precious hippopotamushrooms. Aren't they beautiful? I think we'll do one more. I know these go kind of quick. Next, we have this guy. That's a porcupine apple. He's what you get if you combine a porcupine with a pineapple. Porcupine apple. Sweet porcupine apple, unflappable chap, you happily amble all over the map. Sharp prickles protect your subtropical hide. Not many could chew you. Not many have tried. Your spirits are high and your worries are few. You go where you go and you do what you do. A perfect example of, a pointed example of perfect design. Sweet porcupine apple, your life is divine. Porcupine apple, isn't that great? That's from Scranimals by Jack Prelutsky, illustrated by Peter Siss. And that's our read aloud for today. I know it's not the entire book. We don't have time for the entire book, unfortunately. But what we do have time to do is now go into our Seesaw activity so you can get a preview of how you are going to create your own Scranimal. So let's check that out. We said like a hybrid. Yeah, rather, they're exactly like a hybrid. A magical hybrid. All right, so here's what your Seesaw activity is going to look like this week. You're going to see, starting on Friday, it's not posted yet, starting on Friday, you'll see Scranimals Part 1 in your library Seesaw page. When you go to page 1, you're going to see a brainstorming page. And this is a place for you to start thinking of all different kinds of animals, plants, and foods. You could write them with the pen, you could type them into a text box, you could even use emojis if you find emojis for the things that you're trying to think of. Brainstorming is where you just come up with as many ideas as you possibly can. After you have a good list going, then what you're going to do is start trying out some combinations. It's kind of like an addition problem. You have an animal in one column, and then a plant, food, or different animal in another column, and you add those together to get your Scranimal in the right column. Like Jack Prelutsky combined porcupine with pineapple to make porcupine apple, and hippopotamus with mushroom to make hippopotamushroom. In the Seesaw activity, I'm going to read two different Scranimal poems, which happen to be my two favorites. That's the radish shark and the potatoed. The radish shark is a combination of a radish and shark. Potatoed is a combination of a potato and a toad. So I want you to try out your own combinations. I don't want you to just write down things that Jack Prelutsky created. He created those. I want to see your creativity. That's this week's Seesaw activity. And for next week's live stream, I'm going to choose some of your Scranimals to share on our live stream next week. So come up with some really cool, some really interesting Scranimal combinations, and maybe you will see your Scranimal on the screen during next week's Library Live. I'm really excited to see what you come up with. This is something I do every year in the classroom with second grade, but since we are at home right now, I thought it'd be a good thing to try out for everybody. All right, let's move into our final activity of the day, and that's going to be our Mad Lib. And here's where I'm going to need you to send me some suggestions in the Q&As. Again, if you're just joining us now, find the button that looks like a speech bubble, two speech bubbles, and one of them has a question mark in it. I'm going to put some different categories up on the screen. And when I put those categories up on the screen, I want you to type in some words that fit that category. I'm going to choose one word from each category, and we're going to plug those words into our mystery story, because you don't know what the story is yet or what the poem is yet, and that's the fun of a Mad Lib. You're creating writing without really knowing exactly what you're writing. That's what makes Mad Libs fun. All right, so let's get started. Here's what I'm going to need you to comment to me. A color, a feeling, a food, and then finally a person, a thing, or a food. You have a choice for the fourth one. You can do these one at a time or all four at once. It's your choice, but now is the time for you to use the Q&A to type in the name of a color, a feeling, a food, and then a person, thing, or food. And we're going to use the words that you create, that you send to me through the Q&A for our Mad Lib poem. You could do one, you could do all, totally up to you. Gowie was the first one to reply with red. You know what, I should also say that there's a little bit of a delay between what I say and what you hear. So it takes about 10 to 20 seconds from the time that I say something to the time that you hear it. So just know that if I'm not responding right away, it's probably because, well, I didn't see it yet, or you didn't see it yet. Sad is a feeling. You got pink, purple, blue, happy, orange, a lot of happies coming through. Potato, blue, a lot of blues, a lot of reds. Brown, I like brown. I like brown, Tanisha. I think we might use brown. Happy, pineapple, good food. Doctor's a good person, especially right now. Pizza, oh, Ranveer, you're speaking my language. My favorite food in the world is pizza. I'm gonna start publishing or sharing some of the answers that we're gonna use in our story. So I really like brown for the color. I'm gonna publish that. And then I like pizza for the person, thing, or food. I'm gonna publish that one. Oh, cake's a good one too, Lippy. Happy, blue, a lot of blue. Blueberry. Sad. All right, you know, a lot of sads. A lot of you said sad, so I'm going to choose sad for our feeling. That seems to be a popular choice. Sanjana, I'll publish yours so everybody can see that. But a lot of you chose sad for the feeling. Happy, gloomy. Oh, Ranveer, good word choice with gloomy. Haley sent all hers in together. Pink, happy, mac and cheese, and mom. Let's see. Mac and cheese is a tough one to pass up on. Watermelon, gold. Oh, good color there, Daniel. Tree, happy. You guys got some good words. Rice, dragon fruit. That's a good food. Mad, red again. Pizza, green, pizza, dad. Pink, happy cake doll. It's a good combination, Addison. It sounds like the name of a band. Pink, happy cake doll. Me. Naveen said me. It's a good choice. Hippo. Hippo's a good one. I like that. I think we'll use hippos, Ishan, from your set. So let's see. We have our color, brown. I want to make sure we got everything. A feeling is sad. Pizza for our food. And then we'll use hippo, a thing, for number 4. So here's what we need to do next. I need to take your words and plug them into the screen. So right now is a good time for you to go get a paper and a pencil if you want to copy down the Mad Lib we create together, or if you want to copy down the blank version so we can create it together. Or so you can create another one later on, I mean. Now is also a good time to send in any comments or questions you have. I'm gonna take my phone here, which you can't see, and start plugging in the different answers that you just gave me. So I'm going to take the screen away, put myself live. Whoops, I did it backwards. There we go. Now you can see me. I promise I'm not ignoring you. Well, I kind of am, but it's very purposeful. And I'm going to fill in the answers that you just gave me for our Mad Lib. Our color, which is brown. our feeling, which is sad, our food, which is pizza, and the final thing was, what was it? Hippo. We're going to make it hippos to make sure it makes sense in the poem. All right. Let's see. I'll see if I can respond to some questions that have been coming in. A lot of, oh my goodness, so many questions, so many comments, which is great. I love it. Let's see. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can here. Scrolling. How's everybody doing today, by the way? You guys doing good? I know you met with Mr. Ellis earlier today. And Mrs. Lorraine. Who else do you have today? I think you have Mrs. Amadei. Miss Amadei later on today? Or maybe you already had her earlier today? Scrolling back through some of your other comments here. Let's see, we've got rainbow, pineapple, cat, unicorn. That's a good combination, Dean. Red Happy Pasta Mom. Sounds like an Italian restaurant. Keaton suggested my name. I'm glad I didn't see that earlier. Teal, good, very good color there, Finn. Ice cream, yellow, excited pasta friend. Sounds like a Pokemon. A lot of cats coming through. Must be a lot of cat peoples at home. All right, let's get started with our, well, I guess let's wrap things up with our Mad Lib. Just give me a second to switch the video over here. All right, so here's our Mad Lib without the words. It's a poem that is pretty well known. Roses are blank, violets are blank. Blank is, so are blank. So let's see the poem that you just came up with. Whoops. Oh no. Remember when I said to be patient because we may have some technical difficulties? Here's our first one. It took us about, what, 25 minutes to get to it? That's pretty good, I would say, right? All right, give me just a second and I'll reconnect us here. We're going to share our screen from my phone. Glad I went over that be patient thing. All right. If you're paying attention there, you got a quick preview of it already. All right, we're up. All right, we're back. Thank you for your patience. Start again. Here is our, it's choosing now to glitch. All right, let's try this one more time. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to hold my phone up to the screen and show you what it says. That going there. All right, we're reconnected. Again, thank you for your patience, friends. Just like when the not so smart board doesn't want to cooperate. Just got to make it work, right? Let's try this one more time. All right, let's try to do this quickly before I lose it again. Roses are brown, violets are sad, and so are hippos. There is your poem. It only took us like 5 tries to get it to work correctly. I think that's a very beautiful poem. That's fantastic. Roses are brown, violets are sad, pizza is sweet, and so are hippos. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being at our live session today. I'll leave that up there. Which side is it on? It's over here. I'll leave that up there for a few minutes just in case you wanted to copy that down before you leave today. Our next library live session is going to be next Wednesday at 11:30. Just like this week, I'll start it a little bit early. So if you come in early and you want to get some chats in and say hello, things like that, I'll start the live session a little bit early, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, so you have some time to chat with me before we actually get started. Next week, we'll review our seesaw activity. We'll review our scranimals. Maybe you'll see some of your scranimals up there on the screen if you want to share those. And we've got another read aloud next week and a couple other fun things as well. All right, friends, I think that's just about all the time we have today. I know you probably want to get some, get a snack in, maybe even have your lunch before you get started on the rest of your work today. It was so great to connect with you guys. I think we got up to about 150 viewers at one point, which is awesome. That's more than half of all the kindergarten first and second graders. If you had some issues and you couldn't see or you weren't able to hear me, I know some of you made comments. I'll take a look at those comments later on. You could also email me and let me know that way. My email is csalerno@gvsd.org. I'll put that in the comments right now so that if you had some issues, you or your parents could email me and let me know what went wrong with our live stream today. Hopefully we'll get it figured out. Kindergartners, first graders, second graders, I miss you. I love connecting this way. It's not perfect, but it's certainly better than not connecting at all. So thank you for joining today. I hope I see you here again next week. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good rest of the week. See you later.